The Giant Queen, Part 1. In the land of Eziama, nestled amidst rolling hills and thick forests, there lived a giant queen named Ezinne. She stood twice the height of the tallest man, with a voice that rumbled like distant thunder and eyes that burned with the fire of 1,000 suns. Her strength was legendary, and the people of Eziama spoke of her fierce battles, where she defended the village from marauders and wild beasts alike. Ezinne's iron staff, said to have been forged from the heart of a fallen meteor, was as tall as a tree and heavier than 10 men could lift. She wielded it with ease, and whenever trouble threatened her land, she would raise it to the sky, summoning the courage of her ancestors. The villagers revered her not just for her might, but for the justice and wisdom she brought to Eziama. Under her rule, no one dared to cross the borders without her permission, for to do so would invoke the wrath of the giant queen. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped low and cast long shadows over the fields, a terrible roar echoed from the forest. The ground shook, and the air was filled with the cries of terrified villagers. It was the dreaded beast known as Ojukwu, a creature of legend with scales like iron and claws sharp enough to tear through stone. It had awoken from its deep slumber, hungry and enraged, and it was heading straight for Eziama. The people rushed to the safety of their huts, whispering prayers for the giant queen's protection. Ezinne emerged from her great hut, her eyes narrowing as she saw the trail of destruction left by the beast. She gripped her iron staff and strode towards the forest, her giant footsteps leaving deep imprints in the earth. As she approached the edge of the forest, Ojukwu burst through the trees, its monstrous form towering over even Ezinne. It snarled, baring its fangs, its eyes filled with hatred. The ground trembled as it took a step forward, and for a moment, even the bravest warriors of Eziama felt a chill of fear. But Ezinne did not falter. She raised her staff high and bellowed, "Ojukwu, you will harm my people no more." With a mighty swing, she brought the staff down onto the ground, causing a shockwave that rippled through the earth, throwing the beast off balance. Ojukwu lunged, its claws outstretched, but Ezinne spun and struck again, this time landing a blow across the beast's jaw. The battle raged on, with Ezinne and Ojukwu locked in a fearsome clash. The trees shook, and the earth groaned under the weight of their struggle. At last, with one final powerful strike, Ezinne drove her staff into the heart of Ojukwu, and the beast let out a final pained roar before collapsing to the ground. The people of Eziama emerged from their hiding places, their cheers filling the night air. Ezinne stood tall, victorious, yet solemn. As the villagers gathered around her, she declared, "Let this be a warning to all who threaten Eziama. Our land will always be protected." And so, the legend of the giant queen Ezinne grew, and her name became known far beyond the borders of Eziama as the fierce guardian who stood between her people and the darkness.